What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. So, today's topic basically just came to my head because yesterday the Warriors smashed on the LA Clippers, and Doc Rivers basically just downplayed the whole thing, saying, well, I thought we came to play an exhibition game and they came to play basically a regular season game. And how do I feel about this? Well, I have my boy Javi here, and we're going to break this down real quick for you guys to understand how we feel about the NBA preseason and where the games count and what's the importance of preseason at all. So, Javi, go ahead with it, man. Drop some knowledge.
Well, yeah, I believe the games do count. They have a meaning because of some players are just coming back from injury or just have worked on their game, and this is a good way for them to just kind of get loose before the actual season starts, before it actually really counts. They get to play, 48-minute quarters with subs and all that. So it's a good practice aside from just a regular scrimmage.
Right. So obviously, training camp, all you do is get your body ready. You're getting physically tough for the 82 game grind that a NBA season has. It's not like the NFL where you have a 16 game season and injuries happen. Obviously, it's a way more physical sport. But here's the thing, guys. Let's go back to the fact whether does it matter or do games count and what's the importance. Well, this is very simple. Javi had mentioned it previously to me. We were just talking and he said there's guys here on these rosters that they're going to be cut. So just right there, there's people's livelihoods, there's money, there's contracts, people's families are at stake because they're fighting for a position on teams. So right there, just like that, that should let you know that preseason games matter to these players. Okay, so that's one. That's really big. That's important. So as a viewer, how do you kind of put some weight on the games? Well, you analyze the fact that there's some players on that court right there that they're trying their heart out. They're fighting to try to make that roster. So yes, there's some weight and some meaning into those games. Look at that. Another thing. Coaches are trying to figure out their rotations, substitutions, who can do what, who's really on point, who's still in their prime. All these things, man, it's little aspects of the game that are being picked up. How can I know this? Am I a professional basketball player or coach? No, but I've been seeing the NBA for years and years since growing up, and these are things that it's just universal knowledge. That's what happens in the preseason, okay? They don't have a preseason for no reason. If not, we would just get started with the season. What's the point of having a preseason where the record does not count? Well, teams get ready, okay? This is what helps them propel to that start, to that one game, to that grind of an 82 game season. You got to have that, those first couple of games that are going to help you establish how your team is going to just get rolling. Who's starting, who's shooting, who's doing this, my substitutions, my minutes, who's going to do what for me, who's playing the backup center position. I'm thinking of the Heat right now. Just, things of that nature. How my rotations going to work. Who's the best lineup to have on the bench while maybe keeping a starter and things like that. You get to try that out, test that out during the preseason. Now, take for instance, if you didn't have a preseason and you go straight into the season and you got to try these things out, well, the first couple of games you might get a few losses that maybe you wouldn't have had if you had that playoff, trial. So for that sense, that standpoint right there, man, very important for me, to have a preseason right there. Do the games count? No, we know that they're not going towards your record. So you could get blown out by 100 points and nobody will ever know when you look back in history at a 82 game season record. But it does matter for the players, for some fans like me that look into every little detail, every little aspect of the game. It does matter. Javi, anything you want to add?
Yeah, it's also look at you could tell it does matter too by some people are just now getting into the league, so it's good practice for them. For example, Ben Simmons, even though he got hurt,
He got injured,
Brandon Ingram.
But look, Joel Embiid coming off an injury, he never got to play his rookie season really. This is a great moment for him. Like he was saying, he was nervous to play his first game. Said he was actually, nervous inside. He was a little bit shaky. And guess what? He doesn't need to do that on an actual game that's gonna be counted towards the record. That's amazing, bro. For this guy that got injured, never got to play, you know, being one of the fucking most expected big man to play the game, you know, coming out of college, and he just bombs it with an injury. Now he gets to come in and play preseason first. That's huge, man. Another example I could think of. Let me see. I mean, who else came out of college like that? That's it. Look, Nerlens Noel, wasn't he full of injuries? Like players like that, basically players that are young, man, that don't have that experience. They get to work out the kinks during the preseason. So if you ask coaches, they're all gonna tell you, yes, give me a preseason. Whoever says no, they're lying. If you're a good coach, you know you need the preseason because every year rosters change. You get new additions. You let go of old players. I could take the Spurs as a prime example of that. They lost Tim Duncan. They got Gasol now. LaMarcus. How are those two guys gonna play together? How is it gonna fit? You get me? How are the minutes on the floor gonna be spread? So things that Greg Popovich, I'm sure he's going to figure out during the preseason. Guys, that's all I have for today, man. I don't want to get too in depth. I'm sure this video is pretty long already. I'm trying to get the upload to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy, man. It's your boy Dcentric. Subscribe. I got all the NBA news coming out. 2K gameplay coming. I swear. Hurricane Matthews is right around the corner, so haven't been able to really grind out the game as much as I've wanted to. But I promise it's coming. Got my new TV today, so NBA season is around the corner. I'm ready. I'm hyped. I'm going to give you guys all the updates, all of my opinions, all of my thoughts, and obviously some good knowledge. It's your boy David, a.k.a. Dcentric. My boy Javi on the other side, dropping some knowledge. We out.